Good afternoon all and welcome back to the next edition of the Spring and Nature Black Employees Network Speaker Series. Today, I'm excited to say that we are joined by Laeon Israel. He is a Senior Forensic Analyst at Charles Schwab.
Hello, my pleasure. I appreciate you inviting me to come and talk with you today.
Could you give our viewers a breakdown of what your current role is and what your responsibilities are so people can get an understanding of what a forensic analyst does at this organization?
So my role, it's a bit different. It falls under the Schwab Corporation Governing Procedure for Internal Investigations. And our corporate oversight leaders have delegated officers or designees to conduct investigations on individuals, which provides HR, um, for financial crimes, and oversight, because our responsibility has these investigations to come up with different types of information to help towards legal prosecution or things of that nature.
Would you be able to let me know what are your three most gratifying accomplishments in your career to date?
Yes. So the first and foremost is, of course, obtaining certification and a degree in the field, because that gives you confidence about the work that you're doing, the knowledge when you're discussing matters with people, or if you have to present. The second would be, of course, becoming a mentor, because it's always good to give back. And then I'll say last, it will be becoming a subject matter expert in my area expertise.
Now you're pretty much grounded in your industry, aren't you? You're pretty much kind of embedded now, right? You're not going anywhere. This is your field, this is your career, this is your path. What does it
Correct.
look like now? Is there any similarities to where you were before?
Well, it's definitely getting better. The market is real fertile for people
Hmm.
that are looking for a career path in STEM. So it
Hmm.
has progressed. It needs to progress more, because in STEM there's still disparities in regards to people of color. But
Hmm.
as long as we keep pushing and moving the ball forward, there'll be change.
Yeah.
There'll be better days. Like at Charles Schwab, they're doing a lot in regards to diversity and inclusion,
Hmm.
and trying to close the gap on those disparities. So you see a good direction moving forward.
Do you feel that the conversation of race in STEM is a priority with organizations within the industry?
Um, I'm gonna say no, because we're still having the conversation.
Hmm.
I feel that the industry is still unwelcoming, and that we do notice a sort of an uptick after the George Floyd incident and that death, and we do notice a renewed spark,
Mm.
around education and racial inequality. I believe that spark and a new interest is happening, and we just have to keep, driving the point home, and yes, try to get this industry changed in regards to STEM, so that
Mhm.
there could be more and better opportunities.
If you had the power, what would you like to see to change within your industry for the betterment of the up and coming Black talent?
There definitely needs to be a change in the education system. Um, we need to have better access to STEM programs. You have video games, you have anime, but there's not a lot of resources available to push young people forward for creating and building and having their thoughts and innovation in STEM. This is how we create inventors, right? So we need
Mm.
to get into that untapped resource.
So what advice would you give for Black graduates coming up in your field?
I would definitely tell them to educate themselves continually, because be a sponge. There's a lot to learn. You cannot entirely know everything. We know that
Mm.
the industry of cybersecurity or computer science in general, things change like every 6 months. Find a mentor. Find somebody that can pass on that knowledge, that's willing to pass on lessons learned, tips and tricks, right? Don't be afraid to share with people. Some people like to harbor information because they feel that they may get their position taken or things of that
Mhm.
nature. We shouldn't have that mindset. We should have that mindset to pass on. Don't be afraid to bring up or share your opinion that may make the
Mm.
process or something better. Just you gotta be humble. Because when you
Mhm.
have that humble spirit, you actually that's what help you give back. That's what help you ask the right questions.
Do you have a Black inventor that has inspired your career?
So my first inventor was Thomas J. Jennings, and he was an inventor back in 1820. He was the first um, African American man to receive a patent. He received the patent in regards to dry scoring, coming up with the dry cleaning method. Um, and what I liked about him so much was that not only was he the first man to receive a patent, what he did with the money was free other members of his family. And I also like, I think his name is Mark C. Davis, and he was the first guy that he worked for IBM. He worked as a part of a team, and he helped create the first color computer
Mhm. Mhm.
or color monitor, I would say. And then
Yeah.
he also went on from that time period to help build and construct the first processor or fast gigahertz speed processor.
No, I'm so honored that you've been able to. I know you're so busy, and I'm so honored that you've been able to carve out time because I know that right now is a very busy season for you and
Yeah.
your team. Thank you so, so much for your time.
Thank you, Marlene. I greatly appreciate this opportunity to share my experience and give a little bit of insight into the types of roles that people in STEM can and impacts that they can have.
And with that, we are going to close out. Thank
All
you
right.
again for jumping in. And
No,
we will see you guys on the next installment of the Springer Nature Black Employees Network. Thank you so much.